The following podcast may be explicit. Shedcast presents Adventures from the Shed, a tabletop RPG podcast. You can find us online at adventuresfromtheshed.com. Welcome back to another adventure podcast of our Dungeon World campaign, Perils of Parandisi. After the departure of Aglinore, our remaining characters, Demaya, Strongdawn, Shadrock, and Fritzy, try to summon the courage to continue. Enjoy the podcast.
Hi, and welcome to the Shed for Adventures from the Shed. We are going to be continuing our Dungeon World campaign, Perils of Parandisi. Let's go around the table and say hi to everybody. Go ahead, Mickie.
Hi, everyone. This is Mickie. I'll be playing Demaya, who is the thief of the group, and I'll try to remember how to play this character. It's been a while.
Hello, this is JJ. I am playing Strongdawn, the barbarian, and I don't believe in pumas.
Don't believe in pumas.
It's a mountain lion, that's why.
Hey, this is Kurt. I'm playing Shadrock the druid, and I apologize in advance for not keeping my microphone in the right place.
It's all your fault.
And this is Mike, playing Snickle Fritz Bombus again, and I am not a puma.
Not a puma.
Not a puma. And
So,
I am
back to
Joe.
Joe.
I'll be the game master for this Dungeon World campaign as we continue. And as Mickie mentioned, we've actually not played this campaign in a while, so bear with us while we get back into our characters and into the scene. We did spend some time playing Idara, a Steampunk Renaissance. Make sure you check out those episodes and check
'em out.
out their
They're good.
game. Yeah. And from there, I'm going to kick it back to Mike, who is going to give us a little bit of where we were last time and what kicks us into this session.
All right, so last time Shadrock found a cave, and we explored the cave and found that it was filled with human-made structures, and we were almost taken by a group of dwarves, but escaped, only to punch a hole in the ceiling so we could peek down in and make it lighter. And as we were about to go back inside to our probable deaths, Aglinore, our guest, left the group to tend to other business. So we are now just a party of 4 instead of a party of 5. We lost Nev Campbell.
So the party finds themselves at midday again. We're probably around 2, 3 in the afternoon at the entrance to the complex, entrance to the cave, that hole in the side of the hill. And what we'll do here is figure out, where do you guys want to take this next?
All right. So I get the group, and I have bring you all in for like a little powwow.
Does everyone put their hand in the middle?
And I'm like, okay, so Aglinore,
morphing time?
the guy that just got us all together here, who claimed to be a 1,000-year-old guy, he's gone now. So
Good. I didn't like that guy anyway.
I mean, I know we're probably going to go back inside because you guys all seem like really nice hero people. But I mean, I don't think we're even getting paid for this. And we could just like blow this off and go back to the town. And I hear that the Frazzled Mermaid has a great brunch that I'm sure if we left now,
It's 3.5 days away. You'll catch it the
we
next day.
could catch it like right on Friday. So, you could go back to ripping off old women, and you could go back to killing rats and eating mystery meat curry, and you could go back to just doing whatever you do up in the mountains. But I mean, it's my 2 cents. So with that, I guess ready to go.
Go team!
The inspiring speech.
1, 2, 3, break!
There we go.
I have a question, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you enjoy brunch while dead?
Oh,
no.
God. Leave it to the barbarian to bring down the spirits.
Well, when was the last time you tried, Strongdawn?
Good question.
Well, if we think
I
about
have yet
it,
to meet a competitor that can make me dead.
It's a good point.
if we think about it, Fritzy really hasn't added that much over the last couple of battles. I mean, no magic missile, a bunch of maybe we should just let him go.
I don't claim to understand the magic that he wields.
well, no, he'd be a good barrier from arrows and such. Sorry.
I thought you meant barrier as in person that's going to bury you all when you die.
Barrier. Not barrier.
I'm going to be your pallbearer and let you down.
And let me down one more time.
One more time.
If we didn't go back into this complex, do we have any other options?
Do we have any other options?
The entire world is open. Parandisi has got a lot of space.
Although I don't know, I guess we're obligated to do this
Hey,
crazy
there's
thing.
undead things
I don't
coming out of
I don't
here.
understand why we're doing it because I'm
They
not even
attacked
sure
us.
that Aglinore paid for us back there. So I don't
At the
know.
monastery, yeah. He was going to be covering the tab for all the beers and stuff that you guys took.
And he left.
Right.
I told you I didn't like that guy.
Well,
We got a wagon full of stuff.
We
too.
got, what's
I
it
mean-
called? Dash and dined?
I mean, caves usually have some kind of treasure in it, probably,
Or bones.
or bones.
Must have read about that somewhere.
All right.
I don't think we can sell bones though.
But you can make armor with bones. I've done it.
You lived in a wild time, Strongdawn. All right, so what do we do? We go back in the cave.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Who's going to lead us? I guess Strongdawn. You want to?
Yes.
You take the lead.
oh, I have a bad feeling about this.
Yeah, so give me again an order on which you guys are going in. So I can
If we
track
get
that.
out of this, I want to try this thing called brunch.
If we get killed, I'm going to
It
tell
is
you
eating something between the hours of 9 and 11.
Wait, so it's a little bit breakfast and a whole lot of lunch?
Just a little bit breakfast and a whole lot of lunch.
Nice.
It's
also
two
a little
letters
bit
out
rock
of
and roll.
yeah, it's 2 letters of breakfast and 3/5 of lunch.
And really, it's just lunch with bacon.
Excellent. All right, so
I think
we're
we
going.
should pause this and go get some bacon. All right. So yeah, give me an order of how you guys are going in. I think Fritzy's the only one carrying the light source still.
I'm
His
last.
So I guess I'll
staff
go
is
second.
still aglow.
I will go first.
Okay.
I'm last. Last.
Last.
I guess
that
that
makes-
means that you will be third, Kurt.
Okay. So you guys follow the maze-like twists and turns. Actually, everything is right angles, but you follow the hallway back into this main room, which now has this stream of light coming in, the residual of dust in the air, and you can see most of the room now. So this 100 by 100 room has the 4 altars in the kind of the corners away from the center. And if you approach any of them, let's say you do, you approach towards the one towards your right as you walk in, you can see that one does have like dried blood and nasty stuff on it.
I see.
Does it have like any writing on it?
Yeah, they do. They do have writing on them in a language you don't immediately understand.
Is it the language of Hazara?
Hey, it might be. That could be something if you're consulting your knowledge on ancient languages.
I do have a knowledge on a lot of useless things.
That would be intelligence then. Let's see what that does.
I
my.
have a 9.
Okay, so yes, it is indeed the written version of the language you heard the dwarves going that thing, right? The ancient Zoidberg. That it is written out in that way, and there's a lot of tentacles in the writing, perhaps, but most of it is really just what you might expect from ceremonial writing. Things like a little bit of an instruction, a little bit of sacrifice, a little bit of components. So you don't get all of it, but you get the majority of it. That this almost is a recipe for creating undead on the side of it.
Okay.
Use hook knife to gut intestines.
Yeah,
That's-
things like that, right?
Trash it.
I'm going to write it down in my little notebook.
Okay, just
Real
take a
quick.
note. Sure.
Just for prosperity.
Yeah. Well, if you're going to do that, make a note on your character sheet somewhere that you've done that, or in your notebook, right?
Your
And
handy
if you
dandy.
would, for me, especially since we might reference this, write on there that you had a 7 to 9 result when you did it,
Okay.
because that's important.
Can we trash the place?
Everything in here is made out of some sort of stone / granite / something very hard. All of the writing is engraved into the side, so you can trash it by scratching it up, stuff like that. But breaking it would be a little excessive,
Now-
or need a lot of force. Right?
The last time we were here and we made noise, the dwarves came out. And there's no dwarves currently, so perhaps we should, I don't know, do something quieter. Like we could walk farther and maybe see if there's anything in the back here that we didn't see before.
We see the entire room. Is there enough light to
You see a little bit of most of it, and you are going to see. Now I have to struggle with
That
this
description
technology.
was amazing. You see a little bit of most of it.
Yeah, it's all shaded, and I'm trying to find the right thing here. All right, so let me just do this. So you see on the north side of the room, there's that opening. There is another tunnel that leads out of the room, the north side.
Do we hear anything?
Yeah. Just yourselves.
So it's super quiet. It's not like there's a ton of...
Right. Most of what
dwarves
you
in the
hear is
back.
yourselves echoing within there. Every little thing she does is magic, and it echoes. Right. So you shuffle a little bit of the dust and dirt that collapsed onto the floor when the boulder came through, and you hear that kind of echoing around because you are in a big stone cube. So it is definitely echo-ish. The whole area itself is now not necessarily covered completely, but there's dust all around from the cave-in that happened.
All right.
Are we going in?
Before we
I
do
have
it-
an idea.
And let me just make a note for those listening at home, as Kurt likes to say. Although the interesting part is I don't think I ever listen at home. We are now working with a map on the table. So as we're going around, describe where you're looking. Like when you're looking at the map on the table, describe it. I'm looking to the north of the room or what have you, so that the people have a good reference of what we're talking about. Go ahead.
I have an idea. I want to prop the rock that I threw above the doorway that we're going to go into, so that if we must retreat, I can hit the prop and the rock will fall and crush the first person to come back after.
And he's going to put a pail of water on top
It
of
sounds like something that I'm going to get crushed by. But
Probably.
I like where your head's at, so I guess set that up. I would like to look around for maybe some like trap doors or secret doors, if possible.
And treasure.
And treasure. Yes, we need treasure. What I'd like to see with that is that's going to be a discern realities roll. You're going to look around and see if anything's out of place here. So let's start with that.
That's a 6.
That's
so
a failure.
it's a fail.
All right. So as Fritzy kind of wanders off, looking around the altars and the walls for different things and looking at the floor, he kind of leaves a couple of you in the light, out of the light. What are you guys doing? There's enough. So he's carrying the brightest source of light, but then there's that light coming around from the sunlight from outside.
I'm looking around for like something to actually prop this up, like whether it be a stick,
Need
or
more than
a
a
tree
stick.
branch,
Maybe
or
some rope.
There's a druid.
How about some rope? Let's tie some rope around it, and then we kind of hoist it. Is there something we can throw a rope over to kind of use as a
Not
pulley?
really, because the ceiling's 100 feet up and the walls are
gosh,
stone.
it.
See, I'm thinking more like that pole would be like lean up against a door, and then like would prop the rock up against the wall above the door.
And the reference for those listening is JJ's talking about my pool skimmer is going to hold a boulder up above the door.
We're in a fantasy world.
We don't have, in this room, all that's there is stone all around. So
What if I drag one of these statues over to hold it?
It's not no statues. It's just a
just
stone altar. And they appear solid.
They appear solid.
I say that. I mean, you can go ahead and punch it, see what happens.
Don't
I want to
punch
try
it.
to shove it.
Okay.
I want to systematically shove each of the altars to see if there's a secret stairway.
Okay. Then
Before you do that, Strongdawn. So I see you.
Going
So
over,
like I kind of look at him, and he's got this look of consternation. He's just looking around. He pushes on the rock a little. He's looking, and I'm watching him, and I see him kind of like purposely going towards one of the altars, and I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa,
hold there,
it down,
curry boy.
Hold it down, big boy. Let me check it for traps first.
This would be a good time to use your trap expert move.
That sounds good.
So this is a dangerous area, and you're going to spend a moment to survey it.
Yes. So I roll 2d6.
Yep.
Ooh,
And add your dexterity.
7 plus 2, 9.
Okay, so on a 7 to 9, you hold 1, which means you get to ask one of those 3 questions whenever you want.
Is there a trap here, and if so, what activates it?
So now that you are back inside the room, you can see that there was indeed, or is indeed, a trap towards the center of the room. There are several of I described it before as a mosaic or checkerboard on the floor. right near the center of the room, there are kind of marble white and marble black tiles around all over the place. And some of the white tiles are linked to something. And from what you can tell, that's what Strongdawn had poked with his axe handle before.
There are traps here.
That trap is activated by the tiles on the floor.
There's traps here, activated by tile.
But that's just
Avoid
in the
that.
middle.
In the center
That
of the
doesn't
room.
help me. I want to mess with the altar.
Mess with the altar.
Okay.
Just don't stand on the white tiles.
So for Strongdawn, give me a Defy Danger with Strength. And let's see what we get.
Oh,
That's a 12.
All right, so up in the northwest
It's
corner of the
strongest
room,
dawns.
in the northwest corner is I'm technologying here again. Bear with me. So this one, when you push on that one, there's an audible click, and then the whole thing slides to the side, and there's a stairway going down.
I win.
Oh, yeah.
Just to be clear, there is an open passageway out the
Yes,
back, right?
and it is just darkness out. Kind of like where you guys came in through the maze. It goes out a few feet and then turns to the side, and
Okay.
it's just darkness.
Okay.
I'm
actually-
thinking that
Who
seems
designed
like the
these
way to
things?
go.
Creepy
mean,
stairwell wins.
That's creepy stairwell sounds like the way to go.
It's got to be, right? And no bats fly out of it or anything when it happens.
That's a bonus.
It's ambiance.
But that would have made it super creepy.
Uh-huh.
I don't think I was ready for super creepy.
All right.
Come on, let's go.
I get right behind you with the light again, and
Oh,
I wave to the people to keep going. So we're going to go.
Come on,
okay.
follow me.
So what we're going to have then is a stairway going down. And I'm just going to draw it like this.
What about
I
you?
got to draw with my finger. I'm sorry.
Shagtastic.
I'm down with
Are
it.
you down for this?
I was thinking about
Shagmaster.
transforming into a raccoon or a possum with night vision, but
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
yeah, I think a raccoon because I could. I'd have night vision and I'd have claws and bite. So
You can even ride on my shoulder if you want.
oh, that'd be so awesome.
That would be.
Do I have to roll for my to get my holds?
You
Of
sure
course,
do.
you
yeah.
do.
Oh, 4.
Oh,
Oh, my.
Plus.
Plus.
two?
Plus 2,
wisdom.
6.
So you
That's
get to
still
Mario
not good.
raccoon tail.
So here's what's going to happen. You're going to turn into a raccoon, and when it matters, something bad's
And I'm going to turn into a raccoon and stay like that forever.
And market experience.
and market experience for the
Erase your previous experience, though.
No, we
What?
don't. We haven't
They haven't
leveled
done
up
it
yet.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep total. Now, why do I get experience there? Remind
Because
me.
you had
You
six.
on a 6- you get experience because you learn from your failures.
Okay, so that's 10 total points for me.
That's pretty good. And I think that's the first time you may have failed in your
my transforming.
shape-shifting.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so the stairway
But at least
goes,
I'm a raccoon and not like a pygmy rat.
or pygmy raccoon.
That would be adorable.
Maybe I'm an albino, so I'm highly visible.
A highly visible albino raccoon. You glow. You have some bioluminescence
With
I don't
poor
think I've
eyesight.
seen an albino raccoon before.
before today.
I feel like I need to look that up on the internet later.
It's Wikipedia, that bad boy.
All right, so you guys go down the stairway into the darkness, and the hallway. This is also a man-made constructed hallway. The ceiling is about 8 or 9 feet high. The hallway itself is only about 6 feet wide, only about as wide as the altar itself was. And I think Kurt just found an albino raccoon.
On the internet. The beauty of the iPhone, folks.
That is going to be added
Yes.
to the website later.
Outstanding.
We'll have a link to albino raccoons for all of you at home.
All right, so that stairway,
It's like herding cats.
it goes down for about 10 feet. And like I said, the hallway itself is about 8 feet or so tall and only about 6 feet wide. And that hallway continues for about 20 feet or so and then turns to the right or to the east, if you will.
Do we hear anything?
All right, that's a good question. Let's do this as a discern realities roll
For all of us?
for the person who asked. Demaya is paying attention to her surroundings and wants to find out what's going on. So that's wisdom.
Oh.
8.
8. So do you have a basic move sheet handy?
No.
Negative Ghost
You
Rider.
took them back.
Well,
Pattern is full.
I didn't. I don't take anything back.
You took them
I
back.
didn't. They would have been on the table.
All right.
Anyway,
You
so
took
under discern realities, you get to ask one of the questions.
Here we go.
I don't really want to give you my sheet because I'm greedy, but I may have another.
Michael shared his.
Mike will,
Yep.
because Mike's not quite as greedy.
Not quite.
So I get to ask one question.
Yeah, you get to ask one out of that list, and it can just be something close to that. So, for example, you were just wondering, can you hear anything? So that could be kind of like what is
What's
about to happen?
happen?
What could I be on the lookout, or what should I be on the lookout for?
Yeah. How about
It fits those.
what is about to happen?
Okay, so from behind you, you hear the grating stone of the altar sliding
Ah,
back
shit.
over the entrance.
It's a trap. We're trapped.
While you're at it, you want to check this hallway for traps? Because it seems like a place that traps would be.
Yeah. So because you only had one hold, you need to roll again to replenish that.
Ooh.
Oh, good gosh.
These dice are on timeout.
Mickie just rolled 4 on the die, plus 2 for dexterity is 6. That's a failure, so make sure you mark an experience. And what happens at that point, while you're starting to look around the area, not only do you hear the altar slide over the opening, but you hear some kind of audible click as if it locked into place.
Oh, lovely. We are stuck here.
Well, I mean, maybe there's a door down the hallway. So
We have no other options.
Our path is chosen for us. It makes it easy.
Oh, you're really going to get on my nerves.
I mean,
He's a silver lining
Strongdawn
kind of
can
guy.
probably punch up through there too.
Can I scurry forward with my night vision along the path and with an active...
Yeah, sure.
Quietly scurrying, looking to see what I can see?
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Up to 50
So you-
yards ahead of the party?
You're going to go up and around the bend.
Yeah, but not more than 50 yards away from them.
Okay. So you guys hear the little claws of the albino raccoon going up and around the bend, and right after he rounds the bend, you don't hear his little claws on the floor anymore.
Oh, great.
I'd like to think that
It appears
because
it's
he
carpeted up
failed
there.
that his claws sound like pots and pans falling down the stairs.
Sure.
All right. So he's dead. I guess let's
Alas, poor
slowly
Shadrock, I
walk
knew him
up
well.
there and see if we can get our raccoon back.
So he's dead. Okay, moving on. So,
So you guys
let's go.
You guys go up around the bend, and after you round the bend, I'm just going to do some little more finger drawing here. It kind of opens up, and right here, where that X is, on the floor, you see the raccoon covered in a net holding him on the ground.
You set off a trap.
Oh, that is
Shadtastic.
adorable.
That's so
It's probably
cute.
the cutest trap you've ever seen.
Is he
Are
all
you going to
furry?
cut him loose?
Yeah, I let him wiggle around for a bit first, but yeah, I'll cut him out.
This will learn you.
It's all lean. All right, so I cut him out.
So you're going to step up to cut him out?
First, I'm going to check to see if there's another one.
Oh, hey, that's a smart idea. Let's try that. Let's not fail this time, too.
I put on my thinking cap this morning.
Hey.
Yeah,
Hey, that's a little better.
that's better. It's a 9.
Okay, so from your trap expert move, you get to ask one of those there if you'd like to do it now.
What else is hidden here?
What else is hidden here? Okay, so in this area, I'm just trying to flip to the thief page for my own reference too. All right, in this area, it looks like almost every spot on the floor has something that activates, something that falls from the ceiling.
So
And you are like inches away from stepping on one yourself.
Oi, so this is riddled with traps, and I show her, make everybody look up. Look, more nets. More nets.
You guys can't see him up there. She knows what to look for.
I know what to look for. There's more
Yeah.
nets here.
How far does it go?
How far did? Yeah.
So this room opens up, and what I've kind of drawn here on our map is about as far as you can see, about 25 or 30 feet in. And this room kind of opens up in maybe a cone shape. And as far as you can see, as far as Demaya can see, the whole room is just waiting to drop things down on people.
Do we have like a globe of light or something? Didn't we
Well, I
have?
have his staff is a light.
Does the light?
Yeah.
Didn't someone have an ability? Am I thinking of the right game?
Adventuring gear. You can take a torch or a lantern out of your backpack, mark off a use of adventuring gear, and you have another.
I want
light
something
source.
to roll so I can just kind of roll it and trigger all of these.
Huh.
Roll the barbarian.
Yeah, I'll just sprint. I'll sprint across the room.
Yeah?
I'll sprint across the room.
No, don't do that.
Yeah, let's see how that goes.
Why not? So here's how I want to do it.
Not going to be the first to
knowing
die.
that things are going to be falling from the ceiling based on what Demaya has told you. What is it going to look like as you do this?
Just full sprint.
So you're
Nobody
running
ever
as
beat me in a foot
fast
race
as you can.
A giant bald man running across the room.
That's dexterity then.
Smells like curry.
That's your speed. So you're going to be defying all of this danger using your dexterity.
Oh, real well.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah!
13!
All right.
Maximum.
Two sixes on the dice. All right. So here's what happens. As Strongdawn runs ahead, let me update the map here as I'm saying it. But the room itself, like I say, it is a. Oh gosh, I got to get my freaking buttons working here. And the room itself is a cone that goes out and then kind of levels out. So it widens to maybe 30 feet or so, and then I'm just going to keep drawing it like this. So Strongdawn kind of goes across the room here and reaches the other side, which goes back into a small hallway. As he's running through, there are rocks that fall from the ceiling. A couple darts fly out from both sides, and just, the little bit of spark and stuff as they hit the other side of the wall and hit off of the stone. And as he's running through, it's almost like I'm thinking of the Indiana Jones when he's running away with the idol. Every little trap gets set off, but he's half a step ahead of everyone as he goes. So he apparently has cleared the middle of the room for traps.
Nice.
All right, that's one way to do it.
High
Now,
five,
the,
barbarian.
The simplest answer is always the best.
The raccoon is still encased in a net at this point.
Oh, I cut him out.
All right.
Thanks.
Don't let it happen again.
And as she cuts you out, you resume your human form.
Excellent.
Actually, were you a human or an elf? I can't remember.
Human.
Human. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So
I think
what
everyone
about-
else was an elf?
What about if I turned into like a hawk? Because I'm assuming we have not cleared the whole room. We just cleared the center path.
If you followed his footsteps now, you should be safe.
Actually, that's true. So we don't need to.
Yeah.
Yeah, chances are these traps won't reset.
Right.
But who knows? Let's see what you roll.
Although, what if there's really awesome treasure over here that we can't get to?
I don't know. What if?
The treasure that's in the trap room.
Yeah,
Treasure in the trap.
makes sense.
I think I would like to just try to follow the exact path that he ran across,
Okay.
and hopefully not get skewered by something.
So now what I'd like to see then, the first person, actually each person who tries to follow his path exactly, I want to have another dexterity roll. Because he's going to be as fast as he can, big, long strides. He's probably the biggest person here. You want to try and hit those same footsteps. However, there's no dust in here to try and figure out where he stepped. So I'd like to have a dexterity roll for each person that goes along.
Can I instead use an intelligence roll and
Describe how you're going to do it.
I would think in my head, while I watched him, where he hit. And
we can go back to that photographic memory we said last time.
Yeah, I could just jump
Okay.
across to the different places where I remember that he hit.
All right, let's do that. We'll use the same photographic memory idea we used last time. You're going to look at those dots he stepped on.
Yes.
And
I roll a 10.
Fritzy makes it across as nimbly as an out-of-shape wizard can do.
I would like to transform into a dove and fly across the room if I could.
Very peaceful.
Yeah, I'm not feeling the raptor vibe right now.
Let's go ahead.
When doves fly.
Let's have a roll there.
Nice.
This is another failure, isn't it?
Ooh.
Yeah, 3 + 2 is a 5.
Make sure you mark another
He
experience.
takes off, and all of a sudden, a net goes. Whap.
This is what it's like when doves cry.
That's I couldn't remember the name of the song.
Yes, when
I
doves
mean, how
cry.
could you just leave me standing? Alone in a world so
I should have
cold.
just picked you up. Carried
Instead
you
of room so trapped.
So
I
you
should've-
could stand on mountains.
I should have transformed into a
Raise
dove
him
and
up.
had Fritzy carry me across the room.
All right, so we're going to hold on to that for now. You're going to turn into a dove and you're going to start flying. What's Demaya up to?
She shakes her head and just goes, amateurs. She reaches into her bag and takes out an apple.
Okay.
And just rolls it
Okay.
down the center
Okay.
to set off the traps.
So let's mark off one use of adventuring gear. You're going to
One
use
use of
something-
apples.
One use of apples. Yeah. How many uses of apples do you have?
I don't know. Is that a ration?
No, we'll do an adventuring gear. You're going to find something.
You probably have
to
5
roll.
of them.
You should be able to pick it back up when you get to the other end.
Yeah, adventuring gear on your character sheet is 5 uses.
Okay, so
Yeah, so make yourself 5
1, 2, 3,
blocks.
4, 5. That's what
Yeah.
it is.
Okay.
That's
So mark off 1, and you're going to roll it right across. And what I want to do here is let's give you a dexterity roll because you want to roll it right down the center. And let's make sure that you can.
This is what it sounds like when doves cry.
How could you
That's
leave me
a
standing alone in a room so trapped?
It's a 7.
All right. So the apple rolls right across the middle. Seems to set off at least one more trap. It could have been 2, but it doesn't make it all the way to the other side.
That
Okay.
trap swings out and hits the dove right in the face.
You know, I'm glad you said it because then I won't feel so bad when I say that's what happened. All right, so as the dove flies, right before the dove cries, there's a poison dart that flies out of the side of the wall from the round object and hits the dove, and the dove falls unconscious in the center of the room, and as it falls, transforms back into a human with a wet thud on the ground.
Hey, Strongdawn.
So, at this point, practically in the center of the room is an unconscious Shadrock with a little dart sticking out the side of his neck.
All right, can I pull the dart out? Sniff
Yeah.
it. Sniff it. Do I
Sniff it.
recognize it?
Do
I recognize that poison?
It smells like a 6-. Yeah, you know, let's.
Because I'm a poisoner.
It's a higher
It is probably the
grade
sleeping
of
one.
oil of Taggart. It is a higher grade of that. So the oil of Taggart, the target falls into a light sleep.
Okay.
This is stronger than that.
All right, so he's out for the count. How much do you weigh?
Based on what you know as the thief, he is probably out for a half hour or so.
All right. How much do you weigh?
Yeah, I'm probably a solid 185 of muscle.
I can't move.
You
by
can't
myself.
measure stud by pound. You really can't.
You can't measure stud by pound.
He is a studly human, I remembered, right?
At this point, he's a good-looking man.
There you go.
Hey, Strong.
I clap Strongdawn on the back and
Can you
ask,
come get
go,
us?
go get him.
Get
He's
so
having some problems.
Demaya and the unconscious Shadrock are on the floor in the middle of the room. Yourself and Fritzy are on the opposite side, so like the east side of the room, as it were.
But she tells you, be very careful. There could be more traps. So I suggest you set them off before you come this way.
Or just go quick.
Throw the wizard out in front of you.
Pull out a rope. Tell you to. I'm going to throw one end of the rope to you. Tie him up in it, and I'll just drag him through all the rest of the traps.
He's already unconscious with a little crush.
Why not?
Or a pendulum.
It's just a little crush.
No, I'm more noble than that, but that would be funny. No, I'll.
Drag him the whole way, yank him so he like just hops.
You know what? Let's do
Like
that.
weekend at
Let's do
Bernie's.
that.
Weekend at Bernie's behind the boat.
Yeah, weekend at Bernie's right now. Come on.
All right, we're going to do it?
Yep, tie him up.
Sweet Jesus.
So if you're going to toss a rope, do you have adventuring gear?
I do. I have 10
Let's
uses.
mark off a use of adventuring gear. And Strongdawn throws the rope into the middle of the room for Demaya to tie around Shadrock.
So I tie him up real good.
Real good.
Really good.
All right, so I'm going to have
50 Shades
one.
of Druid.
50 Shades
I'm going to
of
let you
Druid.
guys
That's exactly
pick.
what I was thinking. Get out of my head.
I'm going to let you guys pick between
The
Demaya
safe
and
word
Strongdawn. I want one roll. Either Demaya's going to roll to see how good she knots up Shadrock, or Strongdawn's going to roll to see how strong he pulls the rope. I
You
want
knot
you
him
guys
up.
to pick.
You
You
knot
want
him
me
up.
to knot him up?
You knot him
I
up.
don't know. You've been
Okay.
rolling better than I have.
Let's find out what happens. There's a good one right
That's a
there.
good
So
one
that's
right
9
there.
on the
Oh
dice.
yeah, that's
plus
Shibari
2.
style.
All right, so 11. So Demaya does the right, whatever the right knot is, and I haven't seen the movie, so I'm sorry. You get him tied up good. Strongdawn pulls him across, and fortunately, he sets off traps that are at like waist level, and he's on the ground.
So like the pendulum comes down, like where it would have sliced the
Yeah.
person in half, he's like already below it.
So there's the pendulum. There's a couple other like blades that fly in from the sides and shatter against the opposite walls, and he comes through no worse for wear, except maybe a little road rash, right? And Demaya, you just following along, or are you going to surf him?
I'm not going to surf him. I'll just walk behind and kind of avoid the traps as they get set up.
So now everyone gets to the other side.
My apple was better.
Yeah, Strongdawn, your apple was better.
You have an unconscious Shadrock over there. And Fritzy, what do you guys want to do next?
Do I see anything since I have the light in this hallway?
All right, so what I've drawn would be to the end of the what you can see. So the 25, 30 feet or so. But it looks like this room was designed to stop people from entering, right?
Well, I guess we should take a brief break to wait for Shadrock the Lame to wake up.
I'm going to pull out some smelling salts and just cover it over his nose.
Are
you going to teabag him?
No, not teabagging. I'm just going to put my armpit above his nose.
Once again, Mickie gets the first one in.
Barbarian armpit. That'll wake me right up.
You know what? Let's do this. Kurt, give me a Defy Danger with Constitution. Seriously.
7 + 1 is 8.
All right. We'll say that you can actually wake up from this. However, what's going to happen is you're going to be a little groggy. What I'm going to put that on is we're going to give you the wisdom, which is confused. So on your sheet, you have a confused under wisdom, and that's a debility. You are going to have that for a while.
Okay, so
Yeah,
it knocks
so
my
that
modifier
means
down 1.
All of your wisdom rolls will be a -1 for a while. And
Okay.
we'll see how long that actually turns into based on how the fiction moves. This allows you to get up and moving now. It kind of smells like, I don't know, Gladiator and curry.
It's a smell I hope
You
smell like what you eat.
All right. So you guys then are ready on the other side. You can see down the hallway. Did I have this on draw? I did not. This is not the easiest thing ever. And we are all together that this, only because I'm running out of space on the screen, this turns down back towards the direction you originally came, so back down towards the south. As you round the corner, again, you see this open up into a large, what looks like maybe a teardrop shaped, or as I drew it, some kind of weird
ball sack.
Ball sack, yes. You are approaching
An 85-year-old man.
You are approaching the dropped ball testicular sack of an old man. But really, the room opens up, and inside the room, it looks like there are stalactites or columns or something just out of the range of your light. Out of the range of seeing them clearly.
So we've got a dead end here.
It looks like it from where you are, the bare minimum you can see on the other end is very dark. But just because I drew it, don't assume dead end. It's just, that's what I've drawn for now with my finger.
I hold up my light.
Yeah.
Can I see anything up on the ceiling?
Actually, yes. On the ceiling is... give me, actually, while I'm describing this, roll a spout lore, please, for Fritzy.
Intelligence?
Yes.
10.
Okay. So, based on one of your ancient history books or classes that you remember, the ceiling kind of goes up in a little bit of a dome over this room. And along the top of it is a mural. There are a lot of clearly undead things. There are skeletons, there's zombies, there's the rotting animals like what you guys were fighting. There's this meticulously crafted and painted mural along the ceiling, and in the center of it is the picture of what you remember as the ancient god Hizara, the forgotten god. And this god it looks like I'm trying to think of a good description. If you can remember the mummy movies, the mummies that look like the dogs with the snouts and what have you. That's
Anubis.
what the picture is.
Anubis.
Like Anubis. Yes, that's the word I was looking for. So think of it like that. That's what this is, and that's the typically drawn the depiction of the lost, forgotten god of Hizara, which your memory is being jogged because that's the mission you're on now.
Cool.
So it's like this whole army of undead things is worshiping the center figure, which has mists and rays of light coming out from it in this mural along the ceiling.
Kind of spooky.
I have to figure out who painted this because he's a real talent.
It's really well done.
Real
It
talent.
probably wasn't dwarves.
Probably. I don't know.
Any pebbles around? Anything I can throw?
No. This room, just like the rest of the complex so far, is almost scrubbed clean. The only things laying about was when you threw the boulder through the roof. It's like maybe it's an old factory that was put back into operation, and everything's been cleaned up and ready to work again.
Well, there's got to be a place that all the crap goes. So
So you're looking for the sewer.
maybe if there's like a hidden trapdoor beneath one of these stalagmite things.
Let's let the thief shine here a bit.
Sure. Let's
go with
check
that
it for traps.
Yeah, trap expert again.
Maybe we should just have Shadrock check it for traps.
He has
With his
found
face.
I'll just walk around groggily.
he has found more traps than anyone else so far.
Shaddy's not having a great day.
Not so far. It's the eclair slowing him down.
Just wait until I transform into the hairless black bear.
Oh my gosh!
That'll be your next failure.
You know you're gonna have to send these links to Mike so he can post
I
it.
got this one
Post all
from
these
JJ.
things.
This is the best ever.
That thing is nightmare-inducing, isn't
All
it?
right. So what'd you end up with? Demaya?
I rolled an 8.
Okay. So what would you? Right at the entrance to this room, I'm going to give you the option of how you want to approach it and what you want to ask. So right from the entrance, there are certain things you would see or not see. If you want to travel in and look around, there, of course, opens up more things you could see.
Well, she's very cautious.
Okay.
She wouldn't walk in. She would just want to know if there's a trap here, and if so, what activates it.
So from where you are at the entrance, there do not appear to be any traps.
Damn it.
Yes, right at the entrance to the room, there are no obvious.
Gotta be
There
bold.
are no traps that you could find, Demaya.
Let's move a little bit
We'll move
farther
a little
in.
closer in and do it again.
I mean,
Sure.
Big Man can push on some of these columns, and
Yeah.
maybe they'll move for him.
So as you get closer, though, as you step in, you see they are indeed columns, not stalagmites or stalactites. They are, again, I'll say man-made, but they could be by any of the races, probably dwarves. But they are constructed columns, and they don't quite reach the ceiling. They kind of the ceiling where it domes up about 20 feet or so. These columns only go up about 10 feet.
That's weird.
So they're columns to nothing. They're not
They
holding
look
anything
maybe
up.
decorative. So you
That
go
or
in a
gray.
little bit more, and then
Check again.
go for it.
And she does poorly.
That's not so bad. Still seven,
7.
right? Okay. So one more question. So are you walking right towards the center, to the right, to the left?
Down the middle.
Right down
All
the
right,
middle.
Let's do that.
Why not?
Okay. Go ahead. What do you want to ask there? You can, of course, ask the same thing again.
What does the trap do when it's activated? Because I know
Well, you
there's
need
a
to
trap
know if
here.
there's a-
All right.
You do need to find the trap first.
Is there a trap here? And if so, what activates it?
It wouldn't necessarily be a trap, but you can tell that if there's a sequence of activations on these columns. So you can see from the two columns, you're standing in between two of them now. You can see on both of them that there looks like some of the things carved into the sides, which are just weird shapes. They don't look like a language or anything, that there are slight indentations on them where you could push in, and if all of the columns were pushed at the same time, something would happen in the center of the room.
Does she see where that place is on all the columns?
It looks similar on each, and she could describe it to you guys.
How many columns are there?
There are 4. I have this little dot down there that you can kind of ignore, but we'll call it 4 with a little something or other there, too.
You guys feeling froggy and want to push the columns all at once?
Sure.
Sure.
I'm a little out of it, but I'll try.
Or do you want to keep
We-
exploring some more?
We set up him first and basically put him next to the column and put his hand where it needs to push, and then just tell him to wait, and then we all go to the other ones.
Sounds like a plan.
See, I'm thinking with it being the wisdom ability, he could go over there and put his hand on it, and then everyone else says go, and he's like, what? Right? He's all ready for it. He's just not quite there mentally. All right, so everyone gets synchronized. You get to the columns.
Everybody synchronize their watches.
3, 2, 1,
3, 2,
go.
1, push.
You all push the ceiling right where the mural is, right where the the picture of Hizara himself, actually herself, is that piece drops down, and right in the center of the room, it's almost like a holograph, and it's actually Hizara herself. And she says, "Who summoned me?"
Oh, shit.
I did.
Hey, Zara.
What's up?
How's it hanging?
Your Holiness.
We are just curious.
Just kind of seeking knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Just seeking knowledge. We stumbled upon your lovely temple here.
The mural really is very, very nice.
The mural is gorgeous. Your
did a great
Holiness.
job.
We love what you've done with the place.
Your
It is very
amazing
clean in here.
graciousness.
He
And
says, "Enough! Why have you disturbed me?"
we didn't mean to disturb you. We were just kind of looking for a way out of here, honestly.
If there's a button,
Yeah.
it must be
It must
pressed.
be pressed.
That
She
is
knows
why
the
I
way
pressed
in,
it.
but she does not know the way out, my precious.
Yeah.
You are not my servants.
But we could be.
I mean,
I mean,
it seems like you're really hiring.
All
'Cause
things considered.
if you have openings, I would be willing to negotiate. You know, a little quid pro quo. Yeah,
I don't think we're even getting paid here.
honestly.
So this like hologram, this vision in the mist.
I want to go over and kind of like put my hand through it.
Strongdawn,
So as you're doing
do
that,
that,
you
Strongdawn.
feel like ice coldness in the mist. It doesn't actually hurt you, but it's like you're putting your hand through, I don't know, like frozen like pudding, almost frozen pudding. It's thick and it's cold. Yeah. And so Hizara points fingers at opposing walls in this testicle sack that you're in this room, and on either side, the floor there's like a trap door kind of thing on the floor that opens up, and from out of there come undead
Oh, crap.
animals, mummies kind of that look like Hizara herself out of the floor, and they start marching towards the center of the room.
Whoa! We said we could
We
be
were
servants.
talking
We didn't.
here.
I mean,
And
we were
a-
just talking here. We
as-
did not have to call in the
And
guard.
as that happens, the mist starts to dissipate, and this column rises back up towards the ceiling.
Well, I guess it's go time.
I guess it's go time.
All right, so what we
You
have...
had to put your hand in the hologram, didn't you?
well,
I don't think that was the
The man
she's still
likes
gonna say
pudding.
so
You
I'm
can't
going to say
knock him
we
for that.
have 4 of these mummy things, and I'm actually going to use this screen here so you guys can see what's going on. And you're in this room. You know what? Actually, it's going to be easier. I'll write it over here, and we'll keep it separate. And how do you guys want to react to this?
I would like to get some cover behind one of the
Barbarian.
pillars and ready.
Can wet erase get on this?
Not wet. Use the dry erase, which I have right there.
I'd like to get some cover behind Fritzy.
and then get ready with the finger guns
Got to get the finger guns ready for it
to light them up with the magic missile.
Light them up.
Give me a second, JJ. So you guys figure out what you want to do, and I'll put something here on the screen for you to work with.
Light them up.
And
You're
so,
on fire.
listeners, in the past, however long it's been since we recorded, I figured out that I apparently misunderstood spells. So I have a bonus spell that I did not think I had last time. So I still have Charm Person. Not that any of these people are a person, but I also have Magic Missile and Fireball. So I will be trying those out probably because I'm going to stop rolling well now that I have to roll well.
Great. Now, to give us just an idea of the space that we're in, on our map on our table here, what I've drawn is just a bigger version of the same room. So we have the 4 columns, then I've drawn the 2 squares where the mummies are coming out of, and then the H in the middle. is where the vision of Hizara was. You guys are kind of around that because you won each at the columns at the time that this happened. So you're going to start in that area. So if you want to use the markers on the map you have there in front of you, go ahead and do that. And we're counting at this point 4 of the mummies, two each coming out of both sides. So yeah, go ahead. But anybody can write on there. Just remember, we'll erase it in between. Actually, just as a technicality, Mike, they're going to come out and head right towards the center. So they're going to be, what like Mickie just pointed. And what I want from you guys is give me an idea of where you are when we start, and we'll use this nice visual reference for us to get going. So I think a little bit of a view of what we're doing might help, and we'll see how we go.
So I am messing around with the hologram and very upset that it's gone away.
Yeah, so
you're still in the middle.
Yeah.
I would have been.
Strongdawn would be right there.
Where's this column?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Make you
So
use
D
use the
here.
blue for each of the players. just
And
for
yeah,
now.
no, he would have been there.
Shagtastic.
Yeah.
Fritzy's there, and you walked from your column to the middle.
Why didn't you
put
put
SD or
SD
something
for
like that?
Strongdawn?
SD.
Or
Super
San
duper
Diego.
for super duper.
Super duper.
Yeah. And let's make the F blue, please, just to help for the reference. So we've got everybody out here. We've still got Shadrock, Fritzy, and Demaya at the columns where they started. Strongdawn's walked towards the middle to put his hand into the frozen pudding goo. And the mummies have popped out from both sides, from the trap doors that opened up. And as soon as the mummies walked from either side, it closed up. And they are now kind of just marching towards the center where Strongdawn is.
I want
So,
to.
Strongdawn,
What,
what do
are
you
you
wanna do?
waiting for?
Okay?
I'm going to
I have to read.
unlimber my axe and cry out a challenge.
Okay, so this is your a barbarian starting move. Go for it. So you're rolling plus Constitution.
As a 10,
Why are you rolling a die 8?
because it's a Herculean appetites.
Thank you.
Yeah, so he rolls, instead of 2d6, he rolls a d6 and a d8. And as long as the d8 is the higher of the two die,
This is
things
true.
happen good. However, if it's the lower, it presents complications. All right, so what is your total number again, sir?
As a 10.
All right, so on a 10, they treat you as the most obvious threat to be dealt with and ignore your companion. So it's good that you went first. All these mummies were converging towards the center of the room. Now they're all focused on Strongdawn. Do we want to do this as the primal scream like it was last time?
Yep. Just
Okay.
like, unlimbering the axe. And
That was super
It
scary.
was a gargle last time, too.
that was scarier than the hairless bear that we just saw.
All right, who wants to step in next?
I would like to just swing around and zap the mummy with
Yeah, we'll swing and zap.
magic.
Magic missile?
Yeah,
Go
magic
for
missile finger guns.
Pew, pew. Let's see. Well, there's a 6 on the one that stayed on the table. Roll another.
And
Nice.
another 6. So
Good
that's a
gosh,
critical.
Fritzy and Shadrock have swapped places today.
So
All right, so give me some damage numbers
magic
here.
missile is 2d4.
Put your mic on, Kurt. There you
That's
go.
a 3 and a 4. So it's 7 damage to that mummy.
All right.
And can I
and
get my dice back?
what I'm going to do is we're going to call them, for our purposes on the screen and our map here, we're going to call them west and east. So you're going
Side.
towards the east side. Let me just do this here.
Side.
So north is that way. East is over here. You're welcome to update the map wherever you like, and you do have the eraser. So the that first mummy you hit, the total damage was? Give me that
It was
again.
7, I believe.
Okay. So both magic missiles hit it, and as they hit it, actually, is there a force as a tag on the magic missile? I couldn't remember.
Projectiles of pure magic spring from your fingers, deal 2d4 damage to one target.
All right, so no tags, nothing extra. So both of them hit, and from behind, bits of the mummy actually fly apart, and its left arm falls off onto the ground, but it's still marching forward towards Strongdawn. Who else wants to step in?
I will slide in behind this mummy,
Okay.
and
That's
with
the
my
other east mummy. Yeah.
rapier, stab it. Actually, slice. Try to slice it in half.
Slice stab.
Slice stab.
That's that can be a backstab because he's unaware, or you can just deal your damage.
Yeah, let's do backstab.
Go for it.
You choose your dealer. Roll plus dex.
Mm-hmm.
So I do 1d6.
2d6.
2d6.
Yeah, plus dex.
Woo,
That's
good.
a nice number.
11.
So on an
So
11,
on a 10 or better, I choose 2.
Mm-hmm.
I deal my damage plus 6 or create an advantage plus forward plus 1 forward on your ally acting on it. Reduce your armor. So I can deal damage plus 1 die 6 and reduce their armor by 1 until they repair it.
all right, so let's start with doing an extra d6 of damage. Roll that damage.
So my d8 is my damage, and then an extra d6. Ooh.
That's good.
13.
13, and you're gonna. You said you're gonna reduce
Their armor by 1
Okay.
until they repair it.
Okay, so you get up behind this mummy and you shred bits of its dressing off of it to reduce its armor, as well as kind of like its midsection. You shred the midsection out except for the spine that's holding it together, and it just still kind of plods forward.
Because I am the most obvious threat.
They're
Shadrock.
squishy.
Shadrock, you see that happening across the room, but there are also mummies on your side, the west side of the room, both of which are approaching Strongdawn and not paying any attention to you. And you are no longer an albino raccoon.
But I'm still
Or a dove.
confused.
Yes.
A little bit, yeah. So what do you want to do?
I'm not as worried about Shadrock. He's having a good day.
You mean Strongdawn?
I'm sorry, Strongdawn.
Because I would be worried about Shadrock.
I am definitely worried about Shadrock.
Right.
I think. Are these two close enough together that I could hit them both simultaneously?
Those are the ones that Fritzy and Demaya
Right.
just hit. If
Right.
you were to try and hit the one where Demaya is, she's right next to him now. She's at his back, like slicing away at the mummy.
Right.
You
I'm
also
wondering
You
if
have
have
one
two
that's
on,
like
on your side.
right near me.
2 feet away.
Yeah.
From
Yeah, so I guess I can't pass him without him taking a
There's
swipe
no
at me.
such thing as an attack of opportunity. What happens is, depending on what you say.
Right. What I would like to do is figure that Strongdawn can take care of himself for a moment and come over here while these are preoccupied with Fritzy and Demaya. And
All
try
of
to-
the mummies are focused on Strongdawn. He has issued his guttural, gargling cry of demonic.
Oh, so this one has not
nastiness.
turned to Demaya, even
No,
though she
not at all.
rapied him.
No.
Oh, they're still saying okay.
Right now, they are focused on the person, first off, who disturbed their master,
I
as
understand.
well as who had just let out this cry of, hey, look at me!
Right.
So you have open season right now.
You could bear attack that guy.
He could shillelagh the hell out
I'm
of
going to
back of his
shillelagh.
head.
I'm not going to transform right now while I'm confused.
He's gun shy.
So I am going to do exactly. See, what I wanted to do, what I was thinking was I was going to go up and try to take my shillelagh and wail those two because they've got to have a lot of hit points off of them. But I will just, in the interest of simplicity,
Don't talk hit points.
shillelagh the heck out of the guy next to me while he's not looking.
So one of the mummies on the west. Yeah.
Yes.
What's side?
So he's just on the other side of the column where you are. You're
Okay.
just going to round the column and whack him.
Exactly.
Go for it.
The back of the head.
Give him a whack in the head.
Is this a
It's a strike.
Strike.
It's a hack and slash.
2 and 2 plus 1 is 5?
That's 5. Mark
That's
another
another
experience.
fail.
He's going to be level 2.
I'm going to level up 2 levels
He's going to
in
make
one
the 3 before.
camp if it keeps going this way.
So here's what happens on this one. This mummy is holding a scimitar in either hand, and it starts to swing them as it's approaching Strongdawn, and you just happen to walk into one of them.
Sounds about right.
You need to roll a d8. This is for your damage. I also, for anyone who cares, I have a bucket over there that I put dice in. They're just going to be shed dice. You can pick out of there if you need them.
2.
But roll a d8, add 2,
4.
and minus your armor.
3. 3 total.
3 total. That's how much damage you take as you try to get close enough to hit it, but it becomes this like whirling dervish, and you're not able to get in there, and it whacks your arm as you get too close.
Okay, so I'm 19 minus 3 down to 16.
Strongdawn.
All right.
I think we had established last time that Shadrock does shriek when he gets hit. Ow!
I am going to step closer to the west.
Okay.
And since I know that those guys are kind of ripping those guys apart, so I'm going to step closer. And the one that just inadvertently hit Shadrock, I will be doing the good old stabbity stabs, hacking and slash.
Sounds like a hack and slash. Go for it. So that's just West Side Mummy number 1. It's a West Side story.
For fame and glory.
And I don't like. Well, maybe I do like it. What is it?
That is a 5.
Which die was higher?
Experience for everyone.
They were the same.
They were the same. All right. I think JJ, take a look quick. It doesn't matter if they're the same, right? Only if the D8 is
Only
lower?
if the D8 is lower.
Okay, good. Good for you. So you fail. So you're going at the one he was going at.
Yes.
Same kind of thing. This thing is turned into like a undead blender, and these scimitars are like swinging all over the place. As you get closer, one of the scimitars pulls your axe out of your hands and flings it towards the west side of the room, and the other one slashes at you. You will take a D6 plus 2. I'm sorry, D8, not a D6. D8, same damage. D8 plus 2.
4.
And
So
reduce it
-1.
by your armor amount, right? So again, it rips the axe out of your hand, and maybe a scimitar slashes across your arm as you get closer to it.
I took 3 points of damage.
Oh,
Okay.
that throwing of an axe was really nice.
It was kind of neat. Fritzy.
All right, Fritzy, enjoying his newfound success and going to tempt fate, would like to shoot the same mummy again with another finger gun.
Okay, go for it. So that's East Side Mummy number 1.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, Fritzy, baby.
Fritzy. He's using the loaded dice today.
11.
11, that'll hit definitely. Give me your damage number.
It's 1, and 4 is 5 damage.
Alrighty.
Pew pew pew.
All right. So again, the magic missiles hit it, and Demaya, you see like light shooting out of its eyes and its ears and stuff. This purple light from the magic missile, but the thing keeps plodding towards the center.
All right.
What do you do?
Divide and conquer. Let's backstab the one in front of me again. See if I can take it down.
Go for it. So that's East Side number 2.
Maybe you should aim lower, like take out the legs.
Mike, you have the red marker. Can you put a 1 next to this mummy, a 2 next to that one, and then a 1 next to that one, and a 2 next to the other one? Thank you. What'd you get for your backstab?
So it's 8 plus, what do I add?
Dexterity.
10.
10's a good
Success.
10 is a very good number. So we're going to damage plus 1 die 6.
I think
You
with
want
your
to add a D6?
you're doing your backstab,
Yeah.
so you add
Well, she gets to pick from
I
that
get to pick
list.
2.
Because, yep, there you go.
So I'm going to do damage plus 1 die 6. And
Its armor's already been reduced by 1.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
so that's 8 damage.
Okay. Now, let me give you a second here of letting you know that hit finishes it off. So now you cut through the spine that was holding it together. The top and bottom fall down, and as it hits the ground, it kind of just poofs into dust like you dropped a bottle of baby powder on the ground, just poof, and the thing just vanishes,
nice,
including the weapons it was holding.
Way to
Don't
go,
breathe it
Demaya.
in.
So it's like the entire thing was a construct,
construct?
yeah, of some type of magical construct, perhaps.
So if I
not
still have-
necessarily a real mummy.
If I still have 1 left, does that go somewhere else?
Technically, no.
Okay.
In this case, because you have the barbarian with them, you normally I would say use the first one, which is you don't get into melee with them. But the barbarian already had them distracted. Plus, you killed them. But I just wanted to let you know before we got farther in that you did finish him off. So East Side Mummy number 2 is finished off.
That's how we do it in Paradisi.
Shadrock,
Yes.
what's up over there?
I'm failing at everything
You
I'm
want to
failing
just
at.
hide behind the column for a
All
while?
right, Shady, it's time to step up.
It's I gotta go. I gotta
Pick
go
up my
hairless.
action, give it back to me.
I gotta go hairless black bear.
Hairless black. You might as well scare him to death.
Exactly. It's the scariest image that they're gonna have seen. And
these guys are undead.
it's time for the hairless black bear.
The hairless black bear of doom.
Of doom. He
Again,
looks
make
like
sure
death.
that link gets sent out so that can be added.
He looks like he would be a worshiper of Hazara himself.
It very well could be.
But it is time to do that transformation.
Nice.
Success.
Yes.
So all you have to do is pick some kind of freaky animal.
Exactly.
The albino raccoon was cute.
Right. So
And the
I do
doves
better
are
with
cute.
big and freaky.
There you go.
So I rolled a 10. Normally it would be 10 plus 2, but it's 10 plus 1, so it's still good.
It's still good.
So-
Now, what's the other than being freaky? What's the purpose of turning into the bear? Same as before, like dealing damage.
Yeah, just
withstanding
hack and
damage?
slash, maximum damage.
So we'll keep this as two options then. Each of your holds you can use to add a D4 for damage.
Okay.
Or if you're taking damage, you can use it as a D4 to reduce the damage.
Okay.
And that's straight up for now. If we think of something else, we can do it.
So
Okay.
roll the attack.
Right.
So now you'll hack and slash the west side mummy number 1. That's the one that's been messing with both you and Strongdawn.
That's pretty good.
Do I add the modifier on this?
Add your strength.
Right, so 8,
All right, so 8. Go ahead and deal your damage.
which is normally a D6.
So you do a D6, and you can
Rolled a
for
2.
each. You have 3 holds. For
Right.
each one, you can add a D4.
Right.
If you really want to. So do you add a D4 to that?
He's
I'm going to tell
already
you
been-
yes. You want to add a
Yeah,
D4.
he's already been,
and that's not a
That gets him
D4.
up to 7.
You want the one that looks like a pyramid for a D4.
Oh.
You rolled a 6.
You can't get a 5 on a D4?
All right, so that's one
On a
of
1.
Are you
One
going to go
hold.
again?
Oh my goodness!
Stop, no whammy, stop
stop
at
it.
10. No.
That's a
All right, it says 4, 5. I'm up 7. I'm going to stop there and keep 1 hold.
Good stop there. Big money, big money.
Big money, big
So you
money.
got a
my
5
gosh.
on a D4.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. So as you get up there, you get in there and you whack one of the arms off that's holding the rapier. So not rapier, scimitar. So you hack one of its arms completely off. Your hairless bear claws get right through it. Its arm falls off. The other scimitar is still swinging around, and it gets to hit you. So roll a d8.
Okay.
We have one d8 on the table.
Ooh.
8.
Oh, +2.
Plus 2 is
But I saved a hold, so I'm going to
Okay.
use... Oh, wait, what else do I have to do with this?
So you add 2, and
10
then your
minus
arm,
1.
your armor counts.
For 9, and I'll use my D4 to reduce.
Okay, and that will be your last hold.
Right, so from 9, reduced by 1 to 8. Wow. I
Okay.
can't
And
roll.
you have shed, right? You took shed.
You know,
Well,
'cause
he
I haven't
hasn't
leveled up
picked it up
yet.
yet.
He hasn't, right?
I mean, I should have, but we haven't rested.
Yes.
So,
So at this point, Kurt, describe what happens to Shadrock, because at this point he's going to transform after taking damage. What does this look
right.
like?
So first, Shadrock cries inside
and on the outside.
and questions his manhood and his existence. But then the hairless black bear, which looks like a wrinkly old...
I don't know.
I don't even know what
it's
it looks
almost like
Looks
those
like a
creepy
monster.
hairless
It is a
cats with a
creepy-
mane.
yeah. He turns even more wrinkly, and he's like a ball of wrinkles, and he goes, and then he just ends up as a massive crying human on the floor.
What a world! What a world!
Exactly.
All right. So Shadrock falls into a bumbling mess on the ground. Strongdawn, you're right there. He might need some protection.
I have already done everything I can to make sure it focuses on me. So
Yeah.
Maybe you could take that other arm off.
Unfortunately, Shadrock just keeps running into the swords.
Shadrock's having a hard time.
I want to do a spinning knockout kick and force him back into his hole.
They covered over after they came out. Yeah, those trapdoors opened enough for them to come out and then closed.
That one's got to be pretty close to dead. He's taking some wallops.
I still want to see the kick, though. So
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
You should just
I'm,
kick
gonna,
him.
I'm gonna kick him over to his other mummy then.
Yeah, it's like kind of a spin kick move.
So for fame and glory.
For fame and glory. Go ahead, Barbarian.
Bam!
Uh-oh. The
The
D8's
D6 is
lower.
higher than the D4.
All
It
right,
still
man.
gives me a 10.
Because this is the first time it happened, can you read that move out, please?
All right. So if the D6 is higher than the die of the pair. If the d6 is the highest die of the pair, the GM will also introduce a complication or danger that comes about due to your heedless pursuits.
All right, and this is part of the Herculean Appetite starting move for the Barbarian. So you're doing a spinning kick to try and get this guy out of the picture. First, let's do your damage, because I think you still got 10 plus.
Yep.
Sweep the leg.
So that is 4 damage.
4 and 7. Okay. As your foot goes through the air towards the mummy, this scimitar is still swinging around, and the arm catches your leg, and it pulls you, and it falls on top of you on the ground. So it pulls you off of your feet and flops on top of you on the ground. And it currently has you pinned down on the ground. And this thing feels like it's made out of marble. It feels like it's 400 pounds.
Fair enough.
And it probably also has that creepy bird mask on. Then the mask is like smashing your face into the ground.
Yes, that's exactly
All right, so that is exactly what I wanted to happen.
Yeah?
It is now completely and totally focused on me. It can no longer spin around with this damn scimitar.
There you go. And
But Kurt can still jump down all
I was
that.
going to say, I'll still trip and fall onto it.
and JJ, we're going to add the D8 plus 2 damage to Strongdawn as well.
Dang,
All right.
Strongdawn.
So with this thing collapsing on you on the ground, it's
D8.
like crushing damage on you. There's a D8 plus 2, and
That is a 4 for me.
reduce it by your armor. Yeah. And Fritzy, we're kind of actually going in turn this time.
Yeah. I guess we're going to try to Magic Missile finish off East Side 1.
That's
Or are we West
yeah,
Side?
East Side. You're correct.
All right.
East Side 1.
All right. So East Side 1. Let's see what you got. Pew, pew.
Oh my!
Back to old Fritzy.
So that's 4 on the dice, but didn't you level up your intelligence?
I did. I have a 2.
Oh, so only 2. Okay.
Because the intelligence has to get up to 18.
18. Oh, so that's a failure.
That is a failure.
Wait, when did he get to level up?
I was bad, so I was back when
for us in real world, like two months ago.
Okay. All right.
It's been a while. All right, so
when you
what
got
we're
Fireball.
going to do, Fritzy, is you are going to, because of what I'm looking at as trajectory here, unfortunately, Demaya's on the other side of that mummy.
Uh-oh.
You're going to roll your damage, and Demaya's going to take half of that.
1.
Nice. He's going to roll
And
2
1.
ones.
So you take a 1.
So magic
Fritzy can't even hit
magic
Demaya.
ignores armor, by the way.
So it's just 18.
So you'll take
or 17.
1 point of damage.
I'm down to
So-
Actually-
17.
We're going to consider that a success roll.
That's
Right there.
good.
Yeah,
Right
I mean,
there.
that was
Yeah.
as good a fail as I could have probably done.
I'm thinking of it because you're doing the finger gun thing. You're pointing at the mummy, and you realize she's on the other side, and you pull up quick. I stopped short. That's cool. Yeah,
Sure.
All right.
exactly. I'm going to give Shadrock an option here. The mummy that was just messing with you has pinned Strongdawn, and then the other one, West Side number 2, has now moved in and is about to attack Strongdawn as well. So if you guys want to move that on our map here down to where Strongdawn is, it looks like Strongdawn is about to get stabbed in the back, not necessarily backstabbed because they're mummies, but that one is holding like 2 sickles in its hands, and it looks like it's about to chop Strongdawn's head off. What do you want to do about that?
Tackle him.
Just tackle him? I don't know. I probably shouldn't go anywhere near scimitars.
If I remember right, you're whimpering on the ground right now.
Exactly. Do I have
But
time to
maybe
get
this
up?
is time to be heroic.
Exactly.
Time.
Boa constrictor.
Suck it up.
I'm staying away from those blades. I want to on the ground get my shillelagh and take a big backhanded swing around and try to take him out at the knees.
Go for it. That's still going to be a hack and slash then.
And I rolled a 4 plus 1 for 5.
I had more experience.
Yeah, market experience.
Okay, so here's what happens then. You lunge forward to knock it out at its knees, and it falls back on. It falls down onto your back, and you're pinned face down on the ground underneath it.
Awesome.
You are going to take damage from being crushed by this 400-pound granite mummy as well. So this is a D8 plus 2. Your armor will count here.
3 total.
Okay, so
That's
you'll
it.
take
Just
3
3
damage.
All right, I'm down to 5 hit points for anyone who cares.
You should probably stop falling on the sword.
Yeah.
It's a
Does
shame.
anyone have an area of effect spell we can just throw over here?
It's a
I
shame
can, but I'll
that,
set you on fire
It's a shame that Aglinore wasn't here to heal you.
to save
True.
you.
That's true.
All right, Demaya, there is
Must
a
I
mess
do
going on at the other
everything
side.
myself.
Although Fritzy just kind of hit you, kind of glanced you a bit with a
Doesn't surprise me
magic
in the
missile.
least.
I just
That
held up a
mummy?
hand. My bad.
So that mummy right there, though, East Side Mummy number 1, it looks like it's just barely holding on. It's hardly able to even put one foot in front of the other, moving towards Strongdawn. However, on that side of the room, on the west side, we have both Strongdawn and Shadrock pinned by these mummies on the ground.
How far am I?
You're looking at 20 feet or so.
So can I run and throw one of my daggers
Sure.
at the head of mummy number 2?
Yes.
What is that?
That is a volley. That's from
You've
the
got
basic
2
rule
hands.
sheet.
Why don't you throw a dagger at him and a dagger at him? One with each hand.
While I'm running, can I do that?
I don't see why not.
One of them's lying down, though.
They're
both
are.
lying down.
Oh, they're both
One of them
lying
is
no.
lying on him, and one is lying on him.
Or why don't you run by and stab this one in the neck, and then use your other hand to throw a dagger at this one?
Kurt loves this combat
Yeah.
system.
Like seriously, bro. Wow.
Yeah, see, I'm thinking this is like a Legolas move here. You go by, slice this guy in the neck, take out the bow,
Exactly.
and off they
That's what
go.
I'm talking
Right?
about.
So run by, slice,
we need girl
throw.
power.
Yeah.
Girl power.
All
So
right,
I
let's do
guess
that.
attack roll for him
Yep.
with your dex.
So do a hack and slash for Eastside Mummy number 1.
So that's 6. Nope.
7.
Seven.
No, 7.
7.
Big
That
difference.
That doesn't fail. That's
That's
good.
a 7.
Okay, so let's see your damage.
No, that's just.
Now
a
hold on. Let me
D8.
take. We said hack and slash. That is incorrect. These mummies are still focused on Strongdawn. You can just deal your damage. You do not need to roll
All right, so that's just a D8.
an unaware enemy.
Ooh.
Ghetto crit.
Nice ghetto crit. Right. So you said 8. All right. So as you go by, you just kind of sever the spinal cord at the neck, and the thing just falls into a poof at the ground. And you're headed towards the other 2, and 2 daggers,
Two
come,
daggers
out,
come out.
and you whip them.
And whip
And I'm
them.
going to do this as just deal your damage to the 2, because as far as I can tell right now, you can't kill them, but we're going to get closer.
That's 5
Okay.
and 2.
And from behind you, you hear a slow clap.
That's such a
Impressive.
Oh, I love it.
Strongdawn, what do you want to do with this one on top of you? It feels like the wall fell on you.
I am going to do a move reversal using my wrestling, my years of gladiator. I'm going to wrestle and I'm going to pin him to the ground.
Okay.
Kind of like do a little flop around and pin him to the ground.
Judo flip.
So, would you consider that dexterity or strength based on what move you're trying to do?
That would be pure strength. I don't.
All right. Let's do the strength roll then. And this would be if you are very successful. If you are very successful, you are going to pin him and he's not going to do damage
Not
to you.
very successful.
A 1 and a 1 on
A
the
1
die.
and a 1. All right, so
On the
that's
dice.
oh my gosh. All right, so the west side of the room is just sucking butt. All right, we got this now.
Just tossing
there you
salads.
go.
So you
That is the name
There's
for
the
the
episode name, Tossin'
Just-
Salad.
just sucking butts.
tossing salads and sucking butts. Somebody write that.
Oh, why? Baby?
Okay, so for now we're going to leave it as you can't even budge the thing.
Okay.
It just has you completely pinned down. Shadrock, you are pinned face down on the
You
ground.
hear that? You hear? I got this.
I don't
Got this.
I'm still trying.
I'm face down on the ground.
You're face down on the ground with what feels like a 400-pound rock on your back.
Yeah, I'm actually just going to wait for Demaya.
At this point,
Fritzy.
just
Because
giving up.
anything else I do is not wise.
Fritzy,
So
Demaya-
what is full defensive then?
No such thing. That's right now. You're just waiting to see what happens.
Oh, God.
Well, if he's not going to do anything, I guess I'm going to try to do the magic missiles since it hasn't been taken away from me yet. And we're going to try for the best.
Okay. It's 5 on the dice, but you do get a +2, right?
Yeah, because it's int.
Yeah, it's
so
intelligence.
7.
Okay. So you're going to get to deal your damage. Which one? One or two? One is taking the most damage.
All right, then I will attack the one.
Okay, that's the one that's on Strongdawn.
That's a 1 and a 4, so 5 damage.
Okay, at that point, Strongdawn, the weight lifts off of you as this thing just vanishes into a puff, and you cough a little bit as it's maybe 1,000-year-old powder falls into your face.
Got
it. And it kind of fell off of you.
One.
And that
That's
may
okay,
have been
doesn't really matter.
at the end of your
We'll just change that to
grunting.
2.
Yeah, at the end of your grunting, I got this, and then a poof.
Your hands go up real fast.
Yes, exactly.
You guys might want to just leave me here and keep going.
Demaya?
And, catch me on the way out.
So she's gonna run and jump over Shadtastic. And
Well, he's face down on the ground with the
with
mummy
the mummy
on
on
his back,
top. Yeah. So she's gonna bolt and kind of like slice at the mummy as she
as she goes by.
goes by him.
I think a little like flipping cartwheel thing with the knife out underneath.
All
That's
right.
exactly what I'm seeing. Like she's
So
kind of
let's
just gonna
do.
run, slice.
That's a hack and slash with dexterity, because I think you're going to use your rapier, which is a precise weapon.
That is an 8.
An 8. All right. So deal your damage.
2.
I said it again.
Yeah,
These
she shouldn't have to
the-
roll.
Yeah, you don't need to roll to hit. You just need to roll your damage. I'm sorry.
So 2.
2. All right.
That sucks.
Yes.
Well, she can choose to roll and get the backstab, right?
She can choose to backstab.
So that's the 8.
So do you want to do that? You want to backstab?
So if I
and
backstab,
stab?
I add a d6.
Well, hold on. If you want to backstab, just roll again. Let's start from the beginning.
So roll both of these.
Yeah, roll your 2d6 for the backstab move itself.
Same thing.
9.
No, now it's higher.
That's
That's a
it
9.
still ends up the same.
Yeah, it's
but
still
now
the same
you
thing.
can add. If
So
you
now I
wanna
can
add the
I add
D6,
a
okay.
d6
So
to the
then
d8.
add them both together.
Woohoo!
Much better.
10.
10. Okay. At that point, Demaya goes right across the top of it, and as she lands on the other side, the mummy poofs into powder, and you feel this great weight lifted off of your back. And from there, the ceiling opens up again, the mist projector comes down, and the Hizara forms again, and she says, "You have proved yourself strong. What is it you wish?" And that's where we'll stop from this time.
Huddle up, guys.
All right.
All right, we're going to wrap this one up now.
It was
How'd it
fun
go?
not being the worst.
Yeah.
All right.
You're welcome.
All right, so we'll wrap this episode up. Everyone want to say
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
bye.
Penis.
After a flourish of deadly attacks from Demaya, our hero party has intrigued Hizara and have her attention. Tune in for the next episode to see how they handle the meeting with this powerful being in the fight to save Parandisi. Thanks for joining us. The preceding podcast was brought to you by Shedcast. You can find us online at adventuresfromtheshed.com.